Hello again. What's up you guys, it's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another installment of the post-grad diaries. Oh man, today's video is, how do I even explain this? It's very exciting and it's fun, but it's also stressful and hectic. It's a vlog, but it's also me sitting down and talking about some stuff. It's all over the place. We have a lot going on today, but as you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be all about my apartment hunting journey in New York City. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably would not know that I went to New York City last weekend and my purpose for going there was to tour some apartments. Yes, a lot of you guys did guess that this is where I would be going to look for apartments. When I've asked on previous episodes like where you could see me living, most of the answers were New York City. So the rumors are true. I went to New York City last weekend and I finally did some apartment hunting. But my apartment hunting journey did not start there. And that is why I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys for a little bit at the beginning of this video, because I did vlog while I was there, obviously, but not well. I didn't really give context of anything. I didn't really explain much. I wanted to sit down here, recap what the process was like for me, some things I was looking for. So that's what we're doing today. I'm really excited to make this video. I have been excited to make this video ever since I first decided that this is something I wanted to pursue. Let's start at the beginning. I had been thinking about maybe moving there after graduation for probably the past like year and a half. I just never knew if that's exactly what I wanted to do, you know what I mean? So I went up there at the beginning of the summer and I was by myself for a few days and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it and I definitely felt like I could see myself living there. So then I came home and kind of went about the rest of my summer and I started to go back and forth on the idea. I wasn't sure if that's actually something I wanted to do for sure. I just was really psyching myself out about it, overthinking, you know me.
Same shit, different day.
I think it's also important to say that I'm very much a homebody. This is my comfort zone. This is my comfortable space at home at my parents' house, and that's just how I am. Knowing all of those things about myself and also knowing that I did live at college for 2 years and I was so miserable that I literally transferred, those things were really getting to me and I was like, what if I can't do this kind of thing? But that's a conversation for another time. I traveled to California at the end of the summer. Something about that trip made something click in my head and it made me feel like I really wanted to do something new. I needed a change of scenery, a change of pace. I feel like I was growing a little bit complacent in life. I felt bored. I felt uninspired. I knew that even if it made me uncomfortable and it scared me, that I needed to take the next step in life. I needed to go somewhere new, and that place for me has always been New York. I had been looking at apartments pretty much all summer. Since I went there at the beginning of the summer, I got onto a website called StreetEasy. They also have an app. StreetEasy is basically a real estate app and website, so you can find sales and rentals on there, but it focuses only on New York City and the surrounding areas. So I was watching StreetEasy like a hawk. I was able to start picking up on trends of how much rent is in specific neighborhoods, what you're getting for that, if you want these amenities, how much more is that than rent that doesn't have those amenities, stuff like that. I was getting a really good idea of what was available so that when it came time for me to actually, in the past few weeks, get serious about it and contact brokers and stuff like that to set up tours, I knew what I was looking for. I knew what I was looking at. I had a really good grasp on the market, really, from spending months just observing from afar. My parents and I decided to book a hotel and set a date where we were going to come and tour. The week leading up to that, I was on StreetEasy multiple times a day. I was checking it like it was part of my social media routine, literally. I was finding units, starting to contact the brokers to set up tours, to ask questions, any of that kind of stuff, just like get in contact with them. So by the time we were heading up to New York, I already had a few apartment tours scheduled for that weekend. So let me talk a little bit about what I was looking for in an apartment, specifications, amenities, stuff like that I felt were really important. There are really three main factors in an apartment. So there's location, amenities, and price. Something I have realized is that there is a 99% chance you won't be able to get the perfect combination of all three of those things. You're probably going to need to be flexible in at least one of those areas. Which factor can you have some wiggle room in? That's very important to know. It is extremely hard to find something that has all three of them exactly how you want it. It's really all about managing expectations. The sooner I realized that, the sooner I realized I could actually open up my search to a lot more properties. So with that being said, these are some of the things that I was looking for ideally in an apartment. First, I was looking mainly at 1-bedroom apartments, ones that had a bedroom that was separate from the living and dining space. Most of the things that I do are at home. I wanted to feel like there was some separation and that I really needed for my own mental health. That is something I really didn't want to budge on, was having a separate space. With that being said, in addition to just 1 bedrooms, I was also looking at some alcove studios. So a studio is essentially an apartment that is just one big room. The living space, the bedroom space, the dining space is all one room. But an alcove studio is where you have the main living space, but then there's a little section that kind of juts off to the side somewhere. That is where you could put your bed, could hang maybe a curtain or something from it, and you can make separation out of that area. And I was also looking at 2 bedrooms because there were a bunch of them that they were listed as 2 bedrooms, but they didn't have a shared living space. I actually toured one like this, and you'll see it when I roll the vlog footage, but there was no like living room. There was no place to put a couch or anything like that. So it was a 2-bedroom technically, but in my eyes it was a 1-bedroom because one of the rooms would be the living space and the dining space, and then one of the rooms would be the bedroom. You know what I mean? The next thing I was looking for was an apartment that was cat friendly. Obviously I have Charlie that I'm bringing, so I needed a place that was specifically cat friendly. The next thing that I was looking for was either laundry in unit, obviously in a very ideal scenario. That is definitely hard to come by in New York. Preferred laundry in unit, but I also was looking at units with laundry just in the building. This is something that I was flexible on for obvious reasons. I think I read a statistic somewhere that it was like 20% of New York City apartments had laundry. I need to find that. What percentage of, oh, that's in 2011. Okay. That's not correct. This is from Street Easy. In unit laundry in NYC are washers/dryers the ultimate amenity. This was published on January 16th, 2020. As of January 16th, 2020, more than 27% of all rentals on Street Easy had in-unit laundry, and about 33% of apartments listed for sale on Street Easy at the same time had in-unit laundry. That's still not a lot. 27% of all rentals in New York City. I'm assuming that percentage is a bit higher, don't quote me on that, for laundry in the whole building. If I found a space that was perfect in literally every other way, I was okay with the idea of like putting my stuff in a suitcase and rolling it down the street to a laundromat. You know what I mean? It would be nice to have, but it's not make or break situation. So the next thing that I was looking for was location. This is very vague. I was looking for something in downtown Manhattan. I was looking for something that was close to subway lines. I didn't want to have to walk 15 minutes to get to a subway station. I also was looking for something that was relatively close to grocery stores, Target or Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. I wanted to be relatively close to at least one of those so that I could easily just walk over there and grab, you know, groceries or something if I needed it. Another thing I was looking for in an apartment was good windows and lighting. Obviously, I am a YouTuber, so when I'm filming, I need to have good lighting. Also, I am mentally ill, so I need light. I need sunlight. I cannot be in a space that is dark because that is depressing as fuck to me. And finally, I was looking for somewhere with good storage space. Since my overall unit was not going to be very big, I needed places to put shit. Those are some of my main specifications that I was looking at. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, this is why I needed to sit down and talk about this stuff, because there's so much that I needed to go over and I felt like I wanted to say to give you some good information and make this video informative and helpful in some way. Because if I would have just given you this vlog footage, you would have been like, what the fuck? I wanted to talk a little bit about rent prices. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to include specific rent prices, and I thought that instead I wanted to look up some statistics and some data on New York City rent and provide you with that information so that you get an idea of what rent looks like, because the whole purpose of me even including the prices would be to give you guys a reference point of what rent prices in New York City look like, and I think that I could convey that same message by presenting the data that I'm gonna show you right now. I got these numbers that I'm about to show you from Street Easy again. Street Easy has the market data section on their website. You can go into the data dashboard on there and it says Street Easy data dashboard, leverage Street Easy's internal data and tailor it to your needs with the tools below. You'll be able to read our latest reports, explore housing data, and download it all in a digestible package. I decided to look at the median asking price for rent for 1 bedrooms specifically, since that is what I was really looking for, and I sectioned it into downtown, midtown, Upper East and West, and then Upper Manhattan. I made some charts. I'm very much a numbers girl. This one is showing you the trends for median asking rent for 1-bedroom rentals in all of Manhattan. I broke it into those 5 sections that I just said. This data starts in January of 2010. It spans all the way to the most recent, which was August 2021. Downtown saw a huge increase in their median asking rent for 1-bedrooms in between January 2018 and January 2020 specifically. Then obviously you can see over here to the right these dips, and this was the pandemic. And then you can also see how it has bounced back up for most of the areas. So this chart shows you the trend just for downtown. This is the same line that you just saw on the other one. We just took away the other 4. Some of the neighborhoods in this area include but are not limited to SoHo, NoHo, East Village, West Village, Greenwich, Nolita, Lower East Side, Tribeca, Financial District, and Chelsea. There are many more, but those are just the ones that I wrote down off the top of my head. Downtown is very expensive because it's a lot of younger people, it's hip, it's fun, there's a lot of nightlife and stuff like that, and a lot of these areas feel more like a neighborhood than just being in the middle of a city, you know what I mean? So it's a very desirable area. I mean, keep in mind this is a median, so there are some below that and some above that. Also keep in mind that this number changes depending on what neighborhood specifically you're looking in. I just wanted to do all of downtown because doing each individual neighborhood would take me eons, and I don't have that kind of time. Some neighborhoods are more expensive than this and some are less expensive than this. I will say that all of the apartments that I was looking at are less than the current median asking rent. My budget was less than this, so like I said, some of the neighborhoods specifically are lower and some are higher. You can find that data online as well. So that is my statistics lesson of the day. Thank you so much for listening to that. One more thing. I'm sorry. One more thing. I wanted to talk about the documents that I prepared for applications before I came to tour. The main things that I was seeing over and over again were have a photocopy of your driver's license, bank statements. Most places said to have at least the last 3. Sometimes they'll ask for all 3. Sometimes they'll only ask for 2, but it's good to have all 3. Same with pay stubs. A lot of places said to have your most recent 3 pay stubs on hand as well. A letter of employment, which basically comes from your employer, or in my case, I asked for a letter from my manager, basically just to explain to the brokers that I actually worked, and your 2020 tax return. Those are the things that I had ready. I downloaded all of them as PDFs and I had them in a folder on my computer. For applications, a lot of the brokers are taking forms like that through email now, so that was good to know as well. So now that I've given you all of that information, I want to throw it back to this weekend when we went up to New York and we actually toured the apartments. Let's roll the vlog footage. I'm in New York! Sorry if you can hear the air conditioner, but it's really hot in here and that is our only source of cooling, so I apologize in advance. Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday, September 18th, and I'm here in New York City! And we're doing something very, very exciting this weekend. A lot of you guys have already guessed, but now we're here and we're doing it, so I can tell you about it. Today and tomorrow, we are here in New York to tour apartments for me. Very exciting, and I'm also really nervous and stressed out. So we drove in last night. I didn't vlog because it was quite hectic. It took us far longer to get here than we were anticipating because we ended up hitting really bad traffic because there was an accident. We were literally sitting in it for an hour, so tensions were high. There was just a lot that went wrong. So I didn't want to turn on the camera and, you know, start this vlog with that kind of negativity because this is not a negative vlog. This is gonna be a very fun weekend. No matter what happens this weekend with the apartment thing, whatever's meant to be will be. Whatever is meant for me will be for me. It will be available to me, and I believe in that. So that's the positive energy that I'm going into this with. I can't control any of it, so I need to release that from myself. I'm here with my mom. Oh, hi. My dad's also here. He's downstairs waiting for us right now, so yeah, let's get a move on. Update. We had quite a morning. So here's the backstory. There's this one apartment that I am really, really interested in, and I'm going to tour it today at 3. I actually got on the phone with the realtor the other day, and he told me to come if I'm really interested in it with a certified check. So if I
fall in love with it, I can just hand it to him and he can take the apartment off the market and I can put my application in. So that's what I did. I went and got a certified check yesterday for 1 month's rent, but then we got here last night and I saw that the rent was actually lowered, which is good, obviously, but that means I had to get a different certified check because my certified check was now not for the right amount. I went to a bank this morning and it was closed. I didn't realize that all the Wells Fargo locations were closed on Saturdays because they're not at home. We had to basically rush to find a Wells Fargo that was open with tellers so that I could get a certified check. Briskly walked a mile to get to one. By the time we got there, we're drenched in sweat, but I got it. I got the check. Then we grabbed some food and we were about to go to my first showing of the day, which was at 11 a.m. However, I got an email from them just like 10 minutes ago or so that they had to cancel it because somebody put their application in already and they weren't going to show it to me anymore. So 11 o'clock is canceled. We still have a 12 o'clock, we have the 3 o'clock, and we have a 4 o'clock. And I'm excited because I've obviously never been to a New York apartment showing, so I'm excited just to see how it works. So as of right now, we're just chilling in Union Square Park, which I love Union Square Park. There's a flea market here, really cute, and I just love this area so much. Ooh, also, I stopped at Blue Bottle. I did stop at Dunkin', but the coffee that I got was literally, it tasted like river water straight from the Hudson. So I got Blue Bottle and I'm so happy. I think it's the New Orleans that I got, iced with oat milk. Oh, I also bought some art, guys. I bought art from one of the vendors at this little flea market. Isn't this so gorgeous? I love it. It was $15. I just gave her a 20 and I told her to keep the rest because she was a queen. So that's my update right now. Not gonna lie, I'm extremely stressed out. This has just been very anxiety inducing experience and I'm just hoping to survive, to be honest. That's really all. Talk to you later.
So here we are at our first apartment tour. A little bit about this unit. It has 2 bedrooms, but no shared living space. So this is the one I was talking about earlier. It has 1 bathroom and has a washer and dryer in unit, which is really nice. This apartment allows pets and it's also in a walk-up building, which is exactly what it sounds like. You have to walk up the stairs to get to the different floors. There is not an elevator. These vlog clips literally suck, so I'm sorry about that. But you walk into the apartment and you see this area first. It has the kitchen and the washer and dryer, and then you keep walking and you have the little bathroom. And then to the right, there was the first quote-unquote bedroom, but the current occupants also used this space as a living space, which is what I was thinking of doing as well. Also, the aesthetics of this apartment and the decorating are chef's kiss. And then you walk back across the hall and you reach the bedroom that they actually used as a bedroom. And that's literally it for this apartment. So now getting into my pros and cons of this one. Starting off with the pros, it has a washer and dryer in unit, which, like we discussed, is hard to come by. Also, it did get great natural light, which is important for me. And I just feel like it has a lot of potential, mainly because the way that the current tenants decorated it was so beautiful. I could definitely see myself getting creative with this one. As for the cons, besides the kitchen area, this apartment literally had 1 single closet, so there was virtually no storage. And also the layout was very cramped. Even though it is New York and it's going to be small, I feel like I could definitely find a place that had a more open layout. The whole tour lasted only like 10 minutes. I'm not sure how long I expected it to last, but it was very short. So after that, we decided to walk over and grab some lunch before it was time to go to the next tour. We're back a couple hours later for our second apartment tour. A little bit about this unit. This unit is a 1 bedroom that has a separate living space. It also has 1 bathroom. It has a washer and dryer in unit, so very exciting. It again is pet friendly, and this is also in a walk-up building. These are really common in pre-war buildings in the city. So with this one, you walk into the kitchen and they also have the washer and dryer in its own separate closet, which is awesome. It's definitely small, but it has updated appliances, which is always nice. And then you walk into the main living/dining area, which is honestly quite big, and it gets a lot of light for it being a railroad apartment. And then this is the bedroom. Gives me very light and airy vibes. I love the exposed brick, and these closets are huge, so definitely scoring some points there. So now for the pros and cons of this one. Starting with the pros, obviously washer and dryer in unit, has really great natural light. The exposed brick is beautiful. It also has recessed lighting, which I'm like weirdly obsessed with, and the location is actually amazing. Really the only major con that I have with this one is that there is literally no kitchen counter space. And I know that it's New York City and it's small, but some of the other apartments that I saw did have good counter space, so. Moving right into the third apartment, this one has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, so this one's quite big. I was surprised to find this in my price range. This one had laundry in the building instead of in the unit, and it was also in a walk-up building, but this one was on the first floor. Also, the listing did not specify the pet policy, but it didn't say no pets, so something I can definitely ask about. One thing I will say about this one is that there were a total of like 4 photos of the entire place on StreetEasy, so I really did not know what I was walking into or what this place even looked like. This just goes to show that you should always tour the apartment before you rent it, because sometimes you have no idea what it actually looks like. This apartment was very updated. The bathrooms were gorgeous, the kitchen was gorgeous, the appliances were awesome. It has really great natural light, some nice exposed brick accents as well. It is on the first floor, and the windows look out into this patio area, which is cute, but I also don't know if I want people sitting there and like looking in at me, you know what I mean? Another thing I had no idea about was that there were stairs and that this was a duplex apartment. And let me just say that these stairs were some of the narrowest I have ever walked down. I literally already could see Charlie struggling to go up and down them. So down here, I guess would be the second bedroom. It has its own bathroom, which is nice, but I don't know. I just, again, with the whole people in the patio being able to see me thing, there's also a door that literally would lead right into the room from the patio, which I don't know if I like. So now for my pros and cons of this one. The pros, obviously, it's very big. There's a lot of space, which is very nice, especially in New York. There is still laundry in the building, which is great. Also, the bathrooms just looked and felt very new, which I liked. They were really nice. So as for the cons, first, the stairs were very narrow. I didn't even know that this place had stairs, and for them to be that narrow, it was a no from me, dog. Next, I didn't love that it was on the ground floor, especially that it was facing the patio. It was just kind of sus to me from a privacy standpoint. And lastly, the listing on StreetEasy was just not helpful. It gave me no information. I had no idea what I was walking into, so I wish there were more than 4 pictures of the place on there. Guys, I have never sweated the way that I sweated. That's not true. I've definitely sweated the way that I sweated. But wow, what an eventful day. It's now 5:33 p.m. We got back to the hotel room 20 minutes ago, and my dad went to the restaurant down the street to get us a table outside. It's gonna be so fun. They have nice TVs out there and stuff, and Clemson's playing right now, and then Penn State plays later, so we wanted to have like a fun place to watch it. Very excited to just sit and relax. We have literally been running around all day, and I had salt marks from my sweat on my shirt. Like, my shirt's literally drenched. Let me see if I can see how many steps we took. 18,168 steps. 7.9 miles. That sounds about right. So let's go get some dinner and just sit and chill out. It's the next day. 10 a.m. We're walking to breakfast right now. We have 3 more apartments that we're seeing today. So we have a 12, 1, and a 2:15. And then we're going home, sadly. It's a very beautiful morning, and I'm just happy to be here. Back up on this beautiful Sunday with our 4th apartment tour. This unit is a 1-bedroom with a separate living space. It also has 1 bathroom, and it is also on the ground floor. This one actually does not have laundry in the unit or in the building, but I still wanted to look at it because it was super under budget and in a good location. This one just had really good bones and a lot of character to me. You walk in, and these are the double doors that lead into the bedroom. I just think the double doors are really cool. I like that it has the separate living room too, but you can open up the doors and it kind of all flows as one open space, but it still has that separation. It is on a pretty tree-lined street, but it is also on the ground floor, so it's not getting great lighting, especially considering there's only 1 window that can provide lighting in the entire apartment. Bedroom's definitely a good size, but it only has 1 small closet, as you can see here. So when you walk out of the bedroom, you walk through the shared living space, and you walk into the bathroom, which was actually a great size, and it was really nice. And there's me. Hi. Next to the bathroom was the kitchen. The kitchen sink was separate from the rest of it, and it has one of the faucets that you can like pull and move around, which is really cool. Then here is the rest of the kitchen. This kitchen also has an island, which on the other side you can put stools and it can be your dining table, which is great for space saving. The pros of this one is first that it was way under budget, probably because it did not have laundry. I also love the double doors. I think they add a lot of character, and this one had ceiling fans. I have not seen ceiling fans in any of the other ones, and I love having ceiling fans. As for the cons, obviously there's no laundry, and it's not very bright because it only has one window and it's on the ground floor. Moving on to the 5th apartment that we toured this weekend. This is another 1 bedroom and 1 bath with a separate living space. This one also does not have laundry, but I was trying to expand my search to view as many apartments as I could while we were here for literally 2 days, and this one looked nice, so I wanted to go and look at it. And this one, like all of the others, is in a pre-war walk-up building. The first thing that I noticed when I walked into this unit was how great the natural light was that was just pouring in. This one also has a very similar layout to the one that I just showed you before this. I think that this bedroom is gorgeous. It has the double doors that I like leading into it, and then it has 2 windows with so much sunlight coming in, this cute view. I'm just really loving how bright this space is. The layout of this one also feels very open to me. It kind of feels like it's all one big space, but it also has that separation with the double doors. But it's so sunny and the light comes through so well that it just makes the whole space feel open, which is really nice. The one thing that I did notice is that there is barely any storage in here. As you can see here in the kitchen, there's literally 1 cabinet above the appliances, and then the fridge is in a separate like closet area, but there's no actual storage in there, and there was only 1 small closet in the bedroom. The bathroom did feel a lot more spacious than the other ones that I had seen though. Getting into the pros and cons, the pros of this one for me were it was way under budget, which is always good to save money. Also, it had those double doors that I liked, and the natural lighting was just amazing in here. For the cons, there was no laundry in unit or in building, but like I said earlier, if I really fell in love with the unit, then I would be able to work with that. However, they were requiring guarantors for everybody who was self-employed, no matter what your income was, and that guarantor had to be present with you right then at that moment to apply, which I just thought was kind of weird. And finally, there was hardly any storage. So then these are the last 3 apartments that we saw. They were all in the same building, so that's why I'm doing all of them together. I honestly thought that we were just going to be seeing the first one, but then they took us to 2 others, so we just decided to stick around. So this information applies to all 3 units. They are all 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom with a separate living space. They're in a walk-up building. They allow pets, and there is no laundry in unit or in the building. The first thing that I noticed when I walked in this unit is that I wasn't even sure that it was the right one because it looked absolutely nothing like the photos on Street Easy. This unit is definitely very spacious, which I did love, but it is not sunny at all despite having a couple windows. It's on the ground floor, so not really surprised about that, but the photos that were on Street Easy of this unit specifically made it look extremely sunny. Honestly, nothing against the space. It is really nice, but it just wasn't what I was expecting, and this is why you should always tour apartments in person before you rent them.
Yeah, it's like 11 and a half.
So then this is the second unit that they showed us in the same building. This unit looks pretty similar to the first one. Despite this one being a couple floors up, it still doesn't really get much light, which I thought was interesting. I also don't remember seeing a listing for this one on Street Easy, but that's not too uncommon. Sometimes brokers can show you apartments that are technically not listed, but they are available. Again, though, this unit has a lot of space, which is really, really great, especially in New York. So now for the pros and cons of the last 2 that we just saw, I wanted to do them together because they were very similar. The first pro is that these units did have really high ceilings, which made the space feel a lot bigger, and they were spacious in themselves. But the cons, not even going to touch on the first one, we've been over this. Again, the units were not very bright, and I really need good natural light, and the photos were misleading, like I said. Now moving into the final unit in this building and the final unit in this video. This unit actually felt completely different than the first 2 in this building. This one is on one of the top floors, so the natural light that came in here was amazing. The layout of this one was also slightly different than the first 2. I definitely liked this layout better. I still liked that it had high ceilings and it had a lot of space. The kitchen was missing the fridge for some reason, but I guess they're putting a new one in. The weirdest thing about this one though was when you first walked into the common area living space, the floor was literally slanted. Like I actually felt like it was going to just fall through. So that was weird. Anywho, now for the pros and cons of this unit. The natural lighting was amazing in this one, and it was also spacious like the other 2. But as for the cons, the floor was slanted. I don't really know what was up with that. Nobody offered an explanation for that, and I just really felt confused by that. Also, this one was really expensive for not getting pretty much any amenities. This one was the most expensive out of the three, and all I can really say about it is that it had better lighting. So after these last tours, it was time for us to head back home. Obviously, I stopped and got more Blue Bottle. I got a matcha this time, and it was so good. That was the end of our New York City weekend. It was very hectic, so like I said, my vlogging was not the best. I was trying to get as much content as I could, but I also had so many other things that I was like focusing on and worrying about. I did my best. I will say that I ended up applying for 2 of the units that we saw this weekend, and the results of those applications will have to wait until next time. I'm feeling Ryan Seacrest right now. He's on like American Idol and he's like, the votes are in, and you sit there for like 10 minutes and then they go to a commercial. I'm sorry to do that to you. I will tell you what happened in the next video. This will be the most dramatic finale in Bachelor history. Patience is a virtue, everybody. I mainly don't want to tell you yet because I don't have everything sorted out. I mentioned this before, but I don't want to put these things out there on the internet if it's not actually what I'm doing, you know? So I just am figuring some stuff out, and I will have a concrete update in the next video for you guys. But in the meantime, I am interested to know which of the apartments that I showed you was your favorite. I showed you 8 different units. I want to know which one was your favorite. You can just write the numbers 1 through 8 for whichever one was your favorite. If you'd like to elaborate and tell me why the unit that is your favorite was your favorite, go ahead and write a little comment what you liked about it. I'm really interested to know what you guys think and what your favorites were. If you guys have any other questions for me about the New York City apartment hunting process or my experiences or just anything surrounding this, go ahead and leave them in the comments and I will try to answer as many of them as I can. That's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you've stayed until this point in the video, comment down below. I'm a real one because you're a real one. If you want to see more videos from me, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I post a new video every Sunday. If you forget that I post a new video every Sunday, or you just want to get notified right when I post a new video, make sure to turn on my post notifications for my channel. It's a little bell icon so that you never miss an upload. You get notified right when a new video goes live. I think that's it. I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.